From Northwest High School, the students of broadcasting bring you this episode of Mountie Nation Station.
Welcome back, Mounties, for your Week 2 show. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Rachel, and this is your Mountie Nation Station.
Just to remind you all again, we are running our Adopt a Family commercial by Aiden Krishner and Ryan Crowley.
And to follow that, we have the Lowdown on Mountie Town from Abby, where she shows us her brother Aiden.
Adopt a Family is an organization we run through Northwest schools to help out families that need food, blankets, and clothes, necessities that they cannot afford. We have a tree located in the lobby with ornaments that have gifts on them that families are in need of. You can take one or more ornaments off the tree and go purchase those items. After that, take them to the designated place and enjoy the warm feelings you get from helping out a family in need. So please, find a giving tree and make someone's Christmas much more special.
My name is Aiden Krishner, and I'm a senior at Northwest High School. So my favorite sports memory is my junior year of high school. It was my very first year on varsity soccer, and my very first goal. It was my first year on varsity, and I had made new relationships with new friends, and I was running up the side of the field, and Zach, he was a senior, and so he passed it right across the front of the goal, and I slid down and I kicked it right in it was so cool. I did like a little baseball slide, and I kicked it with my right foot right into the other end of the net. The goalie didn't know what was going on. I thought it was so crazy. Everyone was cheering and yelling, and we ended up beating that team like 6-0, but it was our first goal in that, and I feel like that goal really started off on a good run. So the most important person in my life, I would have to say my dad. He's been through a lot in his life, and me growing up with him and seeing him go through all those things that he has, it really showed me and pushed me how I should be as a man, and his life lessons really reflect upon me because I look at that and say, man, that's really something I want to do, or like something I'm learning from, like maybe a mistake that he made. One thing is losing a spouse is really hard, and seeing my dad come through that, like pull through that, is it's amazing, and it's hard for someone to do that. And so that's one of the most like big peaks that I've seen him overcome. And I'm Aiden Krishner, and that's a little bit about my life.
Continuing on with the show, we have the Northwest commercial from Merrick, where we learn about our basketball team.
And the Sports Talk by Dakota, Bailey, and Zach.
I like going to basketball games because everybody's always in a good mood, and the games are kind of hype, and it's just a nice atmosphere.
I like to go to basketball games because they're fun, and I like to hang out with my friends.
Friday at Lumen Christi, girls start at 6 o'clock, boys.
Welcome back, Northwest, to another episode of Mountie Sports. I'm your host, Zachary Summer.
And I'm Bailey Bostwick. Last Friday, girls varsity basketball lost to Harper Creek in a tough one, 53-56.
Man, it was a tough loss. It was so close.
Yes. The record now is 2-1. Sydney Schaefer had 13 points. Michaela Castor had 8 points. Ella Bontrager, Carson Slate, and Brooklyn Bevere all chipped in with 6 points.
Good all-around scoring.
They were never able to establish an offensive presence, missing many open shots, which led them to lose the game. Next game at home is against Mason on December 12th at 7 p.m.
On Tuesday, varsity boys basketball won their first game of the year against Adrian, winning 44-41. They outscored Adrian 17-4 in the second quarter.
Pretty impressive.
They'd never looked back after that. Jake Maples had a double-double with 18 points and 10
Solid
rebounds.
performance by him.
Yeah, he's really taken over as a leader on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Gibson Wade chipped in with 10 points. Then on Friday, varsity boys basketball lost a tough battle, 53-52 against Harper Creek.
It's very heartbreaking because I think Northwest played a better game this second game than they did the first game against Adrian.
Yeah, things were looking up. I mean, they were winning by 12 at one point in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Really devastating. Fouls played a big part in that game, and some of the outside shots weren't hitting. I think once they cleaned that up,
on Wednesday, varsity wrestling faced Leslie and St. John's. They beat Leslie 63-18, but lost to St. John's 50-25. On Saturday, the wrestling team beat Jackson High 48-33 and Grass Lake 72-9. They lost to Manchester 27-51, Bronson 33-48, and a close one to Chelsea 33-39. Next match against Hastings on December 13th at 5:30.
It's a home meet. Make sure you're there. It's our first conference meet as well.
Yep.
On Wednesday, varsity hockey beat New Boston Huron 6-1, with Kaden Grimes and Chris Martin both getting a goal, and our very own Dakota Hitt having 2 On Friday, the hockey team beat the Lansing Patriots 7-2, with Chris Martin getting 2 goals, and Dakota Hitt and Kyle Reisinger getting a goal apiece. On Saturday, varsity hockey lost their second game of the year, losing to Lake Orion 5-7. Although we did have a couple pluses, Dakota Hitt had 3 goals, and Kyle Reisinger had 2 assists.
Northwest varsity cheer finished 4th place at the Leslie Invitational with a score of 529 points. Their next meet is at Onsted on December 16th at 10 a.m. And that's it for your Mind Sports, and we'll see you next time.
Next we have What's Up in the Classroom with Chelsea, where she shows us Miss Adama's classroom.
I had Miss Adama freshman year. She's really nice.
I still haven't had her yet.
And then to follow that, to end the show, we have the Winter Night Boys with Austin,
Where there's a news report about the escape.
I have had a lot of good teachers over the years when I was growing up who really inspired me to make a difference in the world and help other people, and I've kind of always had a passion for helping others, so that's kind of how I decided to become a teacher. I went to Spring Arbor University for my undergrad degree. I majored in English and political science, and then I went back a couple years ago and just finished in May my master's degree from Spring Arbor University too. And I actually started as an elementary education major and then went to observe the class, and kids wanted to like hug me and wipe my nose and tie my shoe, and I was like, no, not for me. So then I went into high school and I've never looked back. So it's kind of how I got here, I guess. When I was little, I played school a lot. I liked school a lot. Gave my siblings homework, all that kind of stuff, and it just kind of grew from there. I usually teach freshman English. I teach the class that has To Kill a Mockingbird in it, and then I also teach senior transitions. I'm the only teacher that teaches that, so I get to kind of make it my own, which I like. My kids, I know that's really cliche to say, but I really just like helping kids. I love to see that aha moment when they finally got something, or they get accepted into college and I was a part of that. It's things like that that I'm like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing every day. For the most part, no offense to my freshmen, but I do love my senior classes because it is their last step before the world, and so I get to help them figure out what they want to do in life and their future, and everything from college applications to job applications to really just discovering what their passions are. And I feel like I'm really passionate about what I do, and so to kind of like help students find that is just one of my greatest joys. I'm Mrs. Adema, and I'm a teacher at Northwest High School.
His last name doesn't make sense. Sorry, his last name is Lane.
I have a feeling it was the Dark Raider.
He escaped jail from the cops.
That's not good.
We should go stop him.
Hey, come on, let's go.
All right, I'll go.
How can the female banker be so brave? I better be dominating it.
And that's a wrap. And I'm Dakota.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is your Mountie Nation station.